Creating editorial guidelines for a business blog will help you set the framework for content production. It will also give both content creators and the visiting public a clear understanding of what can be expected from the blog. With the cards and information you've collected so far, you can establish a comprehensive set of editorial guidelines to give editors, contributors, and visitors a clear picture of what they can expect and what is expected of them. To help start this process, I've created an editorial guidelines template. This is not complete, and depending on your particular situation and requirements, you can add or subtract elements and change anything in the guidelines to fit your particular business blog. At the core of the editorial guidelines lies two key components: the list of editorial staff and the principles of publishing. You establish the list of editorial staff on the strategy card. This list should be added to the editorial guidelines to make it clear to everyone who holds the key roles and responsibilities where publishing the blog and its content is concerned. This list will of course have to be updated whenever there's a change in editorial staff. The principles of publishing outline the overall principles the blog adheres to. Here you should list the principles and philosophies of the company itself, and also principles of editorial and journalistic ethics. By publishing content, you're taking part in an age-old tradition of information sharing, and it's vitally important that you establish and adhere to a strict code of ethics when it comes to publishing this information. This includes being open and honest about your affiliations, being factual, and correcting your errors. Because you're publishing content online in a social media setting, there are also some other issues to consider. To help guide you, I've added links to the Code of Ethics for bloggers and social media content creators I created based on the Journalistic Code of Ethics, and also the Code of Ethics created by Tim O'Reilly. These should be at the foundation of all content creation on the web, and I encourage you to read through and incorporate them into your editorial guidelines. The rest of the guidelines are self-explanatory. Set out guidelines for the type of content to be published and how specific elements are handled, including images, links, and content from external sources. The editorial guidelines is in many ways a legal document, and it's important to include management, legal, and marketing in the approval process of the guidelines. Once the editorial guidelines have been completed and approved, provide them to everyone in the editorial staff, all contributors and other asset holders, post it up in the office, and share it on the blog itself to ensure complete transparency.